Like, jump on Facebook.
Who would have thought we'd have to deal with this technology bullshit? All right. Technology can hold you back, but it can also make you sore. It's really kind of you got to understand what you're working with.
Party, summer, B-Day.
So it doesn't even show you that it's recording anymore? It's recording, but it doesn't have the time on there.
It doesn't?
Native.
Weird. How's
That's a stupid update.
it has to be? There's got to be a place that shows you, bro. There's got to be a study that allows it to come through. 'Cause
I mean, we just updated. Like, I just updated it 10 seconds ago and just got the new version.
and it
Why is it so
removed
close
it.
to my
And we're-
face?
Weird.
Bro, why is it so close? Back up. Why is it so close to my face?
You got to zoom out.
All right, guys. I know y'all see this later. We're at Native on the Levee.
Hey, what's going on,
what's
man?
up?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Gang. Got Bay here. We got, hey, you're back. Okay, cool. Hey, bring your guys' chair over here. Get, you know what I'm saying?
We can move the cameras too, man. We can make sure that you guys
get,
are.
Get up here. Get up here.
Yeah, you're in the shot. You're in the shot.
All right.
We
All
can
right.
see-
All
You're
right.
good.
All right. Just
I
making
see
sure.
you.
Just making sure.
I see them. Everyone is in it.
Cool.
We're happy to have. You got your own camera.
All right, you guys
And
ready to
she's a
run this?
YouTuber.
Yeah, Lucky.
Let's go.
Don't try to
Luck
be
ain't
too
got
bougie.
nothing to do with it.
Nah, don't try to be too bougie.
Don't try to.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. You guys ready?
We're recording.
Yes, sir.
Testing.
All right, everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Jay Banks. Tuesday, back in the saddle, bro. It's been a minute. How you feeling?
I am feeling a little relieved and a little bit anxious about what's to come. I'm excited though.
Yeah,
there's
man.
There's a lot. I'm in the thick of things.
Dude, man, tell me about it, bro. Like the Native brand, like we're going through growth spurts right now,
We
right?
are,
Like we're adding in whatnot to the other 5 applications that we already go live on. We just lost a DTG printer. We're getting a new
Yes.
DTG printer. We're getting 1,000 hats. We're selling 1,000 hats. So it's like there's so many things going on here right now, bro. And I'm just like,
growing pains.
we're juggling,
but,
bro. We're
yeah.
juggling.
We are, but it's growing pains are leading to more opportunities. So like it's growing, but it's also us figuring out like what's next because we knew it was coming. We knew this time was coming. We were hoping to get through 2025 to 2026 for it, but
No, bro. I'm so like I talked to Kaylin last night. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you know that it's you're basically forcing the baby out of the bed.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
And it's like, so if we can get a new DTG printer that's printing black and has higher resolution, higher colors, if we can get that in before November, where we're printing new stuff in
for Christmas,
for Christmas time, it's gonna be game over.
that is the key for sure. Because I mean, having that option for a black T-shirt for artists, because we got a bunch of artists you guys can see on the cameras below.
Let's go, bro. We
And
got a
artists
room full of people.
Want black T-shirts. It's just the nature of
Everybody
it's
does,
the nature.
man.
It's the nature of the industry. So if we can add that to our what we already have
The
going,
repertoire?
like,
Yeah.
repertoire, like in our closet, kind of a thing. Like I'm excited for what's to come, and it also opens up a lot of doors for people coming in and maybe want to be out there slinging Native, you know what I mean? Trying to do their thing like on a commission base, you know what I mean? Like bringing some sales. There's also there's angles to this where we can print custom way easier going forward.
For sure.
And I think that's a big part of what we do is doing custom, and that's a strong suit that being underutilized, and it's about to be utilized to its max capacity. So I
Yeah,
think
man.
it's good.
You know, like basically the way I tell people is like my right hand, like my drawing hand has been tied behind my back. And so for the past like, and honestly, it's probably close to 2 years that we lost the white ink so we can't print on dark color stuff. So it's kind of amazing that we've gone this far with having only like, you know, white, beige, and pastel color tees that we can print on. But I'm excited for the next step, bro, because it's like I said, it's growing pains, but you know, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet. You know what I mean?
We're making a lemonade out of lemons.
Hey, just like that shirt, bro.
Yes, sir.
And that's the thing, man. Like I made that shirt last week, and I was like, "This is fire." And it's been on my mind for a couple weeks because, like, I keep telling people, like, they're like, "Bro, this store is incredible," and it's like, "Yeah, man. Like, we're making lemonade out of lemons." You know what I mean? And like when you say it enough times, you're like, I'm putting that on a shirt, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to see it fly off the shelves over the weekend was fire.
I couldn't keep them. They were going like crazy.
I know. I printed another 15
I
on
saw.
Saturday, along with about 40 Joe Burrow shirts, man.
Dude,
that
Joe
Bengal
Burrow.
Jam was insane.
Shout out to Bengal Jim. Let's just say that right now.
He's the king of the Queen City for real.
He is the king of the Queen
He
City.
really is.
He sure is. Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, he had people out. I mean, you couldn't see the floor.
No.
I went upstairs and looked down. And it was just swarm of people. I couldn't tell who was who, where was what. You could always tell the Bengals players though, because they have them in their little corner and they're gigantic. Whatever. Everyone else is the common folk. But
right. Yeah.
I mean, it was just like
the people not wearing Bengals gear are typically the Bengals players.
right,
Everyone there wearing Bengals
yeah.
stuff is just a fan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an incredible event. We had record day sales for of 2025, which was incredible because you know what I mean. Like, we are a clothing brand. We're not necessarily carrying Bengals attire. We carry colorways, and we didn't even have 513 hats in. We did those numbers without any 513 hats.
Man, we would have doubled those numbers
That's
with the hats, which is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was thinking about that at the very end of the night, I'm like, if we would have had 513 hats. Like,
it would have been over with, bro.
I mean, we're talking.
Half the people would have gone home with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once one person sees the hat, sees the stripes underneath, the whiteout hat too that we're getting, that's gonna be insane, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the good stuff, bro. So you've got this birthday bash that you've been doing every year with DJ Fro-Doe, which is incredible, bro, because you guys have it's the perfect juxtaposition. Like, you guys are both in the same lane, but you're on the same highway but in different lanes. You know what I mean? Like you've got your group of people and all of the musicians and the people that you've acquired over your time with Ocean Grid. And then, of course, Fro-Doe is still in the scene making stuff happen. So he's gathering all the newbies and all the people that want to experience coming down. That's my that's my blind stuff, bro.
Timber.
No, definitely timber. Yeah, you should have said it, bro. It would have been perfect.
Man.
But you're pulling in the young crowd, and you've got the established stuff from like the Ocean Grid and the people that are still coming out. Which, by the way, bro, didn't you run into somebody like last week that had an OG shirt?
Yeah.
Tell me about that, bro, because that's I
couldn't believe it.
like whenever. Oh, thanks for grabbing it, by the way. You're over there taking the brunt of the beer.
That's all right.
But the seeing somebody outside wearing something that you've created, like for me, like it's not as big of a moment because it's T-shirts and people come in and they buy stuff not knowing who I am. But for a clothing shirt like an OG shirt, he specifically bought that shirt because of the band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's levels to it. And so like to see somebody out there, especially for how long like Ocean Grid's been off the map, like for you to catch him wearing this shirt.
Crazy. I was driving down Madison Avenue across the street from Madison Theater, of all places, because I was just driving by to see if anyone was there, just to say what's up. And I see the OG back of this shirt, because at the back of this was a tall tee, and it just says Ocean Grid right over the ass, pretty much. And I see it, I'm like, there's no way that someone else had that. So I pull up around and I turn around and I see the big OG on his chest, and it's screen printed. I mean, he had gotten it at least 10 years ago, and I saw him and he points at me and I point at him, and I don't recognize him per se. He could have been familiar, but I didn't really know. But I pull over, I'm like, I know you. And he's like, I know you. And I'm like, you have that shirt on, which is crazy. And he's like, dude, it is my favorite shirt. I've been wearing it for like 10 years, bro. I love this shirt. The band was sick. I was like, that was my band. He's like, oh, dude, pull over. So we pulled over, talked to him for a few minutes, took a picture, and we just kind of kicked it for a little bit. And he was a little tipsy, so he was having a good night. But the thing was like, he said it was his favorite shirt. I'm like, and it looked like he just bought it.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you said, too.
Shout out to Josh Grawl of National Screen Printing and R&R Clothing. He printed that 10 years ago. I think that was a design that Greg went and took care of. Greg's right off camera here. Yeah, and but like that. Absolutely,
Yeah, give
Greg
him my
Gonzalez,
flowers,
for
bro.
sure. He was wearing that shirt, and like I couldn't believe that it had no fade. It looked like it just came out of the packaging. He says I wear it. He wears it weekly. He's 3 shirts in rotation, and it's one of them.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's like I wear some other things, dress shirts, whatever. He's like, but if I have a go-to shirt, this one's the first one I'm choosing. And I was like, that's awesome. He's like, the band's not around, I don't think anymore. I was like, no, it's not. We're not doing anything. We're having a reunion show. And he's like, what? I was like, I gave him the information, but. It's just, it was surreal because I've seen Ocean Grid shirts on randomness, but like, who would have thought I'm driving across the street from Madison Theater a week before our show, and I see a guy wearing, you know, like our shirt. It was just the whole thing felt very universal alignment in that moment for me, and I was like, all right, this is like everything is playing out as it should, you know. That's how I felt at the end of the
simulation,
day. Like,
bro, 100%.
Simulation, yeah, for sure.
You just have to be aware of what's happening, right? To understand that you're in a simulation. Like, you know, whoever's up there, whether it's God, aliens, whatever the fuck it is, but somebody's like putting that shit in front of you. Just see if you pay attention.
Oh, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we've been in this for a while. I mean, for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like 5 years of Native on the Levee. In that time, there's so many things that have aligned. You know, like this birthday show now. Like we're in volume 4, but like now we're beyond the stages, what the birthday show is, and where we're going in the future. Like we've been able to sustain something. And like I was told when I went the other day, I was like, the birthday show is a top 5 Madison Theater event they consider all year.
That's crazy.
Top 5 of their things all year.
Out of and they pull in national artists, which
Yes,
is crazy.
but they're always happy about it because it shines on Madison Live. They'd rather it shine on Madison Live because theater already gets the attention, but Madison Live needs the love. Madison Live doesn't get a lot of dual shows. We're like one of 3 all year of both, where the promoter takes both floors.
And they keep growing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, how do we change that, bro? How do we help them out, or scratch each other's backs by doing a fall and summer event? You know what I mean? A spring and winter.
I really like the fashion shows.
Yeah,
I think those are really strong. I think a fashion show upstairs of a certain type of clothing and a fashion show downstairs of a certain thing might be cool. I mean, to use, because you got to be able to. It's weather. Weather's a big part of the rooftop. So let's say we go Friday and we start to see some kind of weather issues. We got to figure that out. You know what I mean? There's always something to think about when you have 2 shows going on. We should be clear and everything, but like that's the thing you have to think about. Anytime you do it,
always, bro, especially in Cincinnati.
Exactly, because you put all this time and effort, and all of a sudden day of show comes and you see clouds, and you're like it ain't my wedding day, but damn, bro, like this sucks. Like,
that was one of the things that Bengal Jim was talking about, was the fact that, like, hey, it doesn't matter if it's going to rain because we're not stuck at Megacorp, and that's the thing. Like, you're at Megacorp, you're paying what, $15,000 for the rental of the place, $20,000. I mean, who knows what it costs to rent out Megacorp for a day?
Oh yeah.
But being
turn the
being
lights
able,
on.
right, and
Just to turn the lights on.
then they have to have staff and the whole 9. But being able to do it here, where you already have detailed security, there's already everything in place. Where if it rains, like, we've got enough room in here for thousands of people.
Yeah, this place, I mean, can handle a lot.
Yeah,
they took out the play area for the levee for that.
Sure did, bro.
It was crazy. Now everyone's asking about it. So
they are too, man. Quickly, bro.
They're quick, and they're like, they want their free play area.
I had questions on like Thursday about it, and I was like, man, they just took it out yesterday. They were like, are they getting new stuff? It's like, nope, they just took it away because there's gonna be so many people here.
Yeah.
But
I do want to talk about the birthday show to a further extent. So we are going to be doing Beyond the Stage live downstairs to close out the night. We're going to do small interviews downstairs. Beyond the Stage on tour is what I'm calling it. And but the thing is upstairs is going to be, there's going to be so much talent on one floor of a venue, and I'd love Fro-Doe to really break down how he goes about finding the talent, how he goes about connecting with it, and what his inspiration is with who he's going to put on the show. Who do you feel that, because you want to give them the proper shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why we do this, because we're just trying to help the artists. What goes through your head when this one ends, because we've already ready to go, when this one ends and we start to plan for 2026, the 5th one, what will be your mentality in booking for next year's event?
Well, when it comes to booking, it honestly comes down to like we were talking about earlier, community. there's a lot of artists that have picked up the slack when, as you know, artists cancel last minute.
Yep.
In
We're
events.
experiencing it. We've lost a few.
We have, but
Yeah.
I have artists that have no problem stepping up to the plate, who have music ready that I can always fall back on, and those are always the artists that I hit up first and give the opportunity to, especially if I know that they're working, dropping new projects, doing the behind-the-scenes promotion, and you can really tell who's after it and who's laying back a little bit. And
Sure can.
Oh, yeah.
Sure
and
can,
sometimes it's cool to give, the people that are laying back a little bit and, like, that they just need that little push, to get them back on stage, and that lights that fire back up, and then they're on whole on another thing. And it's not even about, like, let me scratch your back, you'll scratch my back. It's more of like a team thing. So with me,
Strength in numbers, bro, for sure.
so
Yeah.
and that has helped me out like a tremendous amount. Starting out, I started making like group chats, and it was like Big BBS group chats.
Yeah.
Andrew's been in
Big
quite
Bang
a few
shit.
of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of it's just a community, and we all interact with each other's posts. We help each other grow. If someone has a show, we do as much as we can to promote the show as a group rather than just one person having to promote it. And that's one thing that I'm not throwing shade on any other, promote or agents or anything like that, but that's not something that I see a lot of other people doing, is actually caring about where the craft is going in music rather than just having a successful event. I want to have a great event. I want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to remember the birthday bash, because it's the 4th one, and each time we're getting more and more people, and that's a good thing. And we're not even it's not even like we're promoting more and more and more every year. We're just growing.
People can't miss it, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a good time.
You just never know what you're going to get out of it, because you don't know. The artists are changing each year. That's all part of it. And it's not like this is hyper-focused on anyone. It's it's summer birthdays bash. It's anyone that has a birthday, like, we can celebrate it, but at the same time, it's going to be multi-genre. So, like, you really don't know when you go there what you're going to see.
And it fits everybody. So
Fits everybody,
if you have a summer birthday, you can have your second birthday at our event, bring your people, and it's all kinds of music. If you don't like hip hop rap, go downstairs. You'll get live rock. If you don't want to do live bands, go upstairs. If you like them both, jump around upstairs, see what you like. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have drinks. It's gonna be a good time. Our whole cause is to have a good time, throw a good event.
A fun event too,
yeah,
bro.
cool.
Like that. That was the one thing. Like when I went with the wife, we walked in and the downstairs was packed. And Caitlin was like, she's like, all this, like, they're all here for Andrew's event. It's like, yeah, like, this is an entire, like, birthday bash that he's doing, but he's got multiple artists that are all performing. And I was like, I think upstairs is even open too. So we went upstairs, and upstairs was even more packed than it was downstairs. And when I got a chance to see Andrew, Andrew was on his Andrew thing. You know what I mean? Like going from A to B, B to C, and he was just running through, and like I just caught him as he was going from the back of upstairs to like running back down, and he was just like, hey bro, you know what I mean, like sweating from head to toe, but he was like on his grind, like doing his thing. And it's like, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. You know what I mean? Like, because this is something where like it got me choked up, because like, you want to see like your homies like thrive. You know what I mean? And when he puts on an event like this, and you were a huge part of it too, bro. And that's one thing that I want to say to you is like 4 years ago, like from where you were then and where you are now, like you're confident as fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Like a year ago, like you were amazing at what you did, and when you walked in, your aura exudes. So it's like, the second that you walked in, I'm like, I'm gonna be boys with this guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm like there's that aura thing that happens, bro. And it's like I saw that, like what your mentality was and where you wanted to go with it. But like after the 4 years, it's like you're trimming the fat. You're understanding what's good, what's not good. I almost knocked that bitch over again, bro. I can't do bottles, man. All right, so but like to see where you are now, bro, it's like it's a testament to you, man, and I'm proud of you, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't see your day to day. I see you like once a week for a year, right? And then you'll pop back through. But every time I see you, it's like this motherfucker's smarter. This motherfucker's got more. Like you've got more on your plate. and you're able to dish it out without spilling anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and
appreciate it.
that's
Means a
something
lot.
that, yeah, bro. Like, and you know, when you're talking about what you do compared to what other companies do, like, you're boots to the ground. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the dust, and you're in the muck of it, bro. So like, I almost did it again. So like you know, you're there in ground level, like, so you understand the new artists that are coming out, and you see the people that want to grind, and you see the people that just sit there and go, you know, put me on, I'll, you know, my name will sell 700 tickets, and you're like, bro, I've seen your shit. Like, your name isn't going to sell 700 tickets. But you know, that there's that mentality of people that have gotten to that point where they're just like, put my name on there, and then I'll, you know, it'll sell itself.
It takes a little bit of delusion.
Of course, bro.
Gotta have
of course.
a little delusion.
Yeah,
or to
you
get there.
little have to have to make it till you fake it, but
yeah.
but at the same time, you still have to have that grit and grind to get there, and that's what Fro-Doe sees. He's looking for the people that want to have that shine, that deserve that shine, that, you know, that are out there grinding to make it happen. And you guys, like, this birthday bash is such a huge spotlight for so many, like, up and coming artists, because, you know, when you have seven bands or 7 artists on stage, you've got 7 different groups of genres of music and groups of people that don't interact with each other.
Yeah.
So now you've got you know, six times the amount of people that you can gravitate towards and sell CDs to or T-shirts.
That all want to be in the room.
Yeah, that
You know
are
what I mean?
all that are all
That's
there to
important.
experience it.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to have people come to just support their one friend, but the beauty of a multi-genre event, a lot of times people go because they might find a new artist, and people are being intentional, I think, with live music ever, because most people on the average go to like 2 or less concerts a year. That's where we're at statistically. So the concert industry is in a hard place.
Some ticket fees, bro.
I think the main
Ticket
thing.
fees.
I think the flip side of that is I think people come to see who they attended to see, and they are staying because of the versatility of
But keeps
sure.
around too. That's also a
keeping
dynamic
people
too.
there.
Yeah.
Because you've seen plenty of shows. We've done shows together where people come for just
Appreciate
that
you
one.
guys.
People come for just that one artist, and then you'll
Sure.
see a big group of people just leave because they were just there for that artist, and then they'll go do something afterwards. But this is actually keeping people there, interacting with the fans. They're meeting with other artists, thinking, how can I bring this style of music into my music? What can we do?
Yeah.
And it's a giant collaboration.
It feels
It
like
really
it
is,
feels
bro.
very open. I think that's the best part of Madison Live and where it's located is it feels open. It feels like a social gathering on the rooftop. Downstairs feels a little bit more concise, like a typical show, which is fine is what I mean, last year the bands it was kind of a mixed bag of things. This year I think it's gonna flow right into the genres that we're kind of expecting. It's gonna start with an acoustic, and it's gonna build, and eventually it's gonna end with a My Chemical Romance.
B. Cozumel out there
Hey.
just slanging that cardboard.
Dude, they are. It's crazy. Me Cozumel's on the levee now, and they're blowing up. It's crazy.
That's
It's crazy.
that's something else about that DTG printer, bro. Once we get that DTG printer that prints that black, we'll be able. Like, she already came in and said, we want you to print merch for our stores, and especially if you guys can create logos and designs that you know we'll love. She's like, we'll put them in the store and sell them, and it's like, I'm all day, bro.
All day, yeah.
You guys need to get into sports teams, like the youth. Come up with some dope logos for the youth and do jerseys.
Yeah, bro. That's something that I've been just sitting on the wayside and just not doing. For some stupid reason, because if we can tap into the high school market and get into those,
Or
like
even like MYO, like the youth organizations, like LSO, MYO. If you can,
NKYFL.
like, if you could get into those, like, the competition isn't like it's not that big. Like I
Right.
played baseball like growing up.
all
I
right,
mean, you did football.
Yeah, he's a coach.
Like,
Let's talk about that. So you're a coach. Patswayy, let's hear about it. Introduce yourself.
What's up, my man?
What's up?
Patswayy, how y'all doing?
Patswayy, let's go, bro.
What's up?
So, outside of the music, beyond the music, if you will, beyond the stage, so you're a coach.
Yeah.
Coaching the youth.
Yeah, that's
How
one of
old?
the things I do, yeah.
Yeah. How old are
So right now I'm coaching youth football. They 10. I've been coaching with them for the last 3 years. So since they was 7.
That's awesome, man.
So yep. Just trying to stick with them all the way to middle school, and send them off, and kind of give them that discipline and stuff that they need to get that foot in the door as they grow up and whatnot.
Good for you, man. And that's something that's such a lost art right now. It's like these kids these days, man. Like, we're down at the levee and we see the parents. They just let these kids run around. You know what I mean? Until and way past like dusk. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we're at this point where
we've got one on him.
Yeah, the middle camera's got him right there. It's right here. But being able to tap into the youth is something, man. There's no like benefits for you doing it other than the gratification of making sure that these kids like live a better life, bro. Yeah. And that's huge on you because that's something where people don't want to dedicate hours of their day to something that it's not my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not my kid, like whatever. But it's like for somebody like you to step up and be like, yo, like, it's not my kid, but that's my boy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was in his lane, and I was his age, and I took wrong steps and I took right steps, and it led me to the path I am today. And I want to make sure that these kids are getting that same treatment, bro. And man, I tell you, bro, like these kids come in and we let them talk. Like they throw all their problems on us and all this stuff. And we try to like tell them it almost sounds like a dad moment. You know what I mean? Because it's like, but it's the truth, bro. Like, you don't want to hear it as a kid, but right. When you get older, you're like, this is what I would do.
Not for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's like you've got to relate to them on a level where they're gonna believe you. You know what I mean? So if you're just looking like some old dude on the porch that's like, oh, I would do this, like the kid's gonna be like, fuck you. You don't know technology these days. Like, I can make money doing this.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like having the discipline and doing the things like on, it all stems from. Like, sports is a huge thing, and I'm sure like both of you can attest when it comes to like wrestling and stuff like that. Like, there's so much discipline when it comes to that, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like having to wear garbage bags before your meet so you can just lose 3 extra pounds. Like, that's dedication that a 16-year-old shouldn't have to deal with, bro.
Right. It's all type of.
But that's that mentality,
right.
And it'll mold you for the next 15 to 20 years without even realizing it, man.
For sure. If you hard on yourself, earlier in the years, later in the years, things will be a little easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do think it's the reason if I've seen any successes is because of wrestling. I think wrestling is the hardest thing I've ever done, and I was in high school. Yeah. So once I got out of high school, everything kind of seems easy to me.
Hey, if you can get over those hard things.
Yeah, bro. It was for real. Like, not that I'm. I excel in everything on the planet, but right. I think things are much easier to take on when you've taken on the
head-to-head combat.
But you have to go within yourself, because losing weight and be in the proper weight class and knowing
you gotta be on top of yourself.
Yeah, no one cares but you or
people don't see it.
They don't see it.
Wrestling is a one-on-one sport. It's not. I can't lean on a teammate. I can't blame my coaches. I can't blame anybody but myself. So.
Nobody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool. I coach high school and youth wrestling as well as football. So I do a lot, and the whole journey and the whole goal of it is to help them be better, as well as give back and do something positive.
For sure. Do you have any amazing stories about any of these kids, whether it's wrestling or football?
It's a lot of stories, for real. It's a lot of stories. I mean, it's a lot of situations, like you said, they have to look up to you in a certain way. Nowadays, especially, the kids different.
Nowadays, yeah.
Kids don't go outside. They barely go outside. They always on their phone. You know what I mean? They barely want to be active. So nowadays, it's like you really got to be somebody they look up to believe, to tell them, hey, what you're doing is the right thing, or stick to this, or whatever the case is. Because if they don't see, that you were one day or used to be that good athlete or somebody that was a captain of the team and all that type of stuff, then they not really going to listen to you, or it's just going to be harder for them to listen to you.
For sure. They need to see the highlight reel, bro.
They got to see that.
You got to lead by example.
Yeah, exactly. You got to lead by example.
You have no other choice. It's
Yeah.
literally what people want. People want it as the adults. It's no different. It's just then they see everything on YouTube and social medias, and they have the computers and everything. And we had those to a certain point at a certain age, but at the age that they're getting them now is earlier than ever.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, and
not going outside or not being active. You know, we used to go outside till the lights came on, things like that.
yeah, of course, sure, for
Nowadays,
sure.
They don't even do that. You don't see much kids outside nowadays. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just a little different.
Right. And now, like, these days, I mean, even thinking about, like, the sun going down and then you have to, like, keep a mentality of, like, oh, I have to be home in 30 minutes kind of a thing. Like, that's not even crossing anyone's mind
And that's
now
what I'm saying.
at all.
Nowadays, kids have no type of responsibility. Barely. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So just for that example, you know, got to be in before the lights in or my mom going to yell at me. Nowadays, they're not even that. They're just at home on their phone watching TV or whatever the case
Bro,
is.
when
Yeah.
I was a kid, there was a commercial that used to come on at 10:30 at night that said, "It's 10:30. Do you know where your children are?" It's 10 p.m. That's what it was. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? There was a commercial that came on fucking ABC, CBS, and NBC, bro, at 10 o'clock, like reminding the parents, like, hey, you got kids. Like, make sure they're back at the house because fucking it's 10 o'clock. And now it's like the kids, like, they're stuck in the house, bro. They don't want to
They
go
don't
nowhere.
even go anyways. You don't have to
No.
worry about it.
No, but as a kid, like,
it's either that or they outside and the parent don't care what they got going on. They 14.
completely,
outside,
yeah,
and you know what I mean?
100%,
It's one
bro.
or the other.
I feel like we've seen a bunch of that, the
Yeah.
levy. They literally come into the store and they just, like, where are you at? Like,
Ain't
what are
even
you
got
guys?
no money.
Right. They're like 8 to 12 years old. I'm like, what are you doing out here, little dude? It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and because the levy there's curfew, so like certain ages have to leave the levy at certain times, and eventually it becomes 21 plus. So like they'll sneak in here and they'll hide and stuff, and I don't kick them out, but I'm just like, do your parents even know where you're at right now? I'm not your parent. I can't do anything about it, but like I would not be cool with you, little homie, being out here. And I know it's dark. I can see it's dark, but they're just like chilling. Like I don't know what they're waiting for. They're waiting to not get caught out here. They're running from
Right.
security. That's all they're doing. But where's the parent at? That commercial needs to be an ad on your phone, like when you're on YouTube. What do you know where kids are? Even on this YouTube for 2 hours, though. Where's your kid at? You know. But I mean, you know, adults are on YouTube just as much.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
I'm on YouTube 24/7.
I know you are.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like,
it's just with the times now.
it's with the times now.
Look at him, bro. See, like that's man. We need to start hanging out with me, Cozumel crew, bro. Like
They invited
she,
us.
She even said, she goes, I don't know if you know, but after 5 o'clock, it's a fucking party here.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you just fucking skateboarding
I
back.
heard it get crazy nowadays.
Let's go.
They get crazy at nighttime.
I'm
Yeah,
down for it,
I did
bro.
a gig over, what is that?
It was 16 lots.
16 lots,
Closed.
yeah.
I did a gig
closed.
over there at 16
I think
Lots.
Tyrell said that somebody was over looking at it the past couple weeks. They had people running through their.
I hope they fill
It's
it.
pretty dope. They had
I
a
mean,
cool
it's an
venue.
incredible spot, bro.
Yeah.
Like the view, like
They had the TV all set up behind and everything like that.
oh yeah,
I had it hooked up
the
to
big
my DJ board.
jumbotron.
Oh, it was cool. It was a cool night.
I wonder if that's still in there. That jumbotron they had. There's
Probably.
like 4 big TVs all connected together.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah. So when's the birthday bash? What day?
It is-
July 25th.
July 25th, Friday, July 25th, which at this point will be 2 days. And but there's plenty of tickets available. You can get them online at MadisonTheater.com, or you can just go in person and get one at the door if you'd like, or you can hit up Fro-Doe, or Vampire Pool Boys has some tickets available as well. We'll be doing a Beyond the Stage live at the end with them, so I'll have the couch on stage, and we'll do a little interview, and that'll be really fun because
That's dope.
That's gonna be so much fun, dude. Like they're excited to do it because I've known Zach for a long time. We played in bands. Our bands played with each other back in the day at Ocean Grid, and he was in a few bands. Great friends. All My Friends Are Dead, and then he did a bunch of different bands. But now, Vampire Pool Boys is a My Chemical Romance cover band that they're blowing up in the scene. Man, it's
Oh,
crazy.
really?
People love My Chemical Romance.
For sure.
It's crazy. Like they're packing shows out now. So me and them agreed on an opportunity for them to be interviewed and do this show. So they're going to be a headliner, but because right now everyone on the podcast will be upstairs. That you see on the bottom 2 screens will be upstairs. None of the artists that are here will be downstairs. But it's one of those things where, like I said, we're multi-genre, so when you come to the show, you really don't know what you're gonna see. Like, that's the beauty of it. That's what I like about it, is the mystery of it. Because at the end of the day, like when I would go to shows, if I am going with my expectation, I'm gonna see one thing, and I leave the show finding a new artist that I'm really into going forward. Dude, I had a great time. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? As a promoter and as a fan, you know?
For sure. Side note, all the artists here also have tickets. Hit up your locals. And, yeah, if you come and you expect just to see one thing, you're going to have another thing coming. You're going to come in. And
There's going to be live painting, too.
Yeah, and these artists aren't – it's not – they're all not going to be backstage. They're going to perform. They're going to be in the crowd. You can talk to the artist. You can – if you see something you like, if you're a musician – if you want to collaborate, just talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's here to grow together. That's what this Big Bang shit's all about.
For sure. And if and like with these artists too, like if you're an artist, you're not on the show, it might be worth the price of admission to go in there and connect with 5 of the artists that are on that stage. You know what I mean? Because you may not be booked for this show, but doesn't mean you're not on the next year's birthday show. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna run this till, you know, who knows, until our little ones are running.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is, it's
man, wouldn't it be crazy if Charlie ends up taking over, be on the stage?
Right, that's crazy.
How insane was it? Like, think about that, bro. Like, that's not far fetched.
No, until she
Not at
unless
all.
she gets burnt out.
possible.
And if
She's
you're-
around it forever.
And if you're a videographer, cameraman, anything like that, if you're trying to get your portfolio built up, this is a great opportunity for you guys. The artists, I guarantee, will post on their platforms, tag you, get your reps in.
That's how we met.
It is. That's exactly how we met.
I was taking
and look at us
photos at when you were at Thompson
now.
House.
On July 18th.
Yep. And I was
now
there.
we're doing our own birthday bashes.
That's crazy.
So, do you have another segment planned already
What do you mean? For this?
for the podcast?
I mean, we can run as long as you want.
I just wanted to give.
I want them all to talk.
I just wanted to give the artist the hot seat.
Yes.
You give them a little
I want
spot
them to introduce themselves and talk about their art. I want to talk about the coaching on that end, because I want people to see the artists are doing more than just the art, because we love the art. But if you really think about it, people come for people. They may love your songs, but eventually you got to turn those friends into fans. But while you're doing that, people want to see their friends up on the stage. They want to be excited, because, like, you know, at your show, you see someone you don't know. You're like, they're good, whatever. But when you know someone on stage, you're way more excited. You don't even know what's coming. You may not even know what song they're on, but you're stoked to see homie.
Your favorite artist, you
yeah.
follow on Facebook. You follow. They post. You see what they eat. You see what their workout regimen is. You see what they're doing. You feel like you know them. So
Yes.
that's exactly what, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a fan base is.
So let's hear your story. Let's go. Get up, take a microphone, my friend. Introduce yourself and talk. You've got new music out too. I understand.
do.
So let's introduce yourself and go from there.
Yeah, my name's Austin, but my stage name is YNG Slim. I started recording music like 2.5 years ago. Almost 3 is when I dropped my first song as a test run.
Okay, test run.
Yeah, just to play around. But as I started listening to more music and then writing more, I'm like, I'm getting better at this. Fuck it. Let's take it seriously, which I've probably gotten about 4 or 5 record deals, and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like I've gotten record deals from CMG, Yo Gotti's label, Lil Baby, Glass Note, an independent label up in New York. And then also for the show, because this is my second time coming, which shout out to my brother Dustin Hutchinson, because he had me on there last year,
Shout out
Yeah.
Dutch.
and I only performed 1 song with him.
Okay.
And then
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Throw It Back. And I was like, I had fun. Why not come back and do another hometown show? Because I'm from Covington.
Okay.
And then as I was getting off stage, everybody was like, I liked what you did. So run it back.
Run it back.
And then, matter of fact, as you saying, I got new music. I just dropped an album June 1st called On My Grind. And then July 18th, I dropped a new song called Tell Me, which is an emotional song about somebody. I'm not going to get into specifics, but somebody who's changed up on me. And I'm like, okay, so I put my feelings into it, which I'm going to perform on July 25th. So I'm doing like 4 emotional songs, and then I'm going to change it as a last song. I'm just going to get hyped
Yeah.
just to change the aspect of the show.
just to switch the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you have the power to do that, you have the microphone in your hand.
Yeah.
That's the thing is people underestimate the power of that microphone. You can literally get people to do, once you've got them locked in, do walls of death, so many different things, and people will go crazy. If you just got to get the energy up there, you know what I mean? And it's not about asking people to come to the front. That's not, you want people to come to the front because they are interested, not because you said, hey, come to the front. Like that works 20% of the time.
And something that I've learned, it's about controlling the energy, not just going after the energy. So even with your slow songs and stuff like that, you can do it right to where you're engaging the crowd. You just have to, play, you know what I'm saying, lighters, you know what I'm saying, like talk to the crowd, let them know that that kind of song's coming up, give them a little background about the song, and then say, be like, we're about to hype it back up, but this is something I've been working on, blah, blah, blah. Give them a little history about the song. That's another key point when it says to get, like, the fans get to know you.
Yeah.
History, man. That is crucial.
Brand new people that are hearing your stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you get that connection, they're going to
welcome, my friend.
Afterwards.
See, I was thinking about that because if you think about it, mostly everybody's been through the same thing at one point in life. Like you had a friend switch up on you. You've lost somebody due to drugs or gun violence and whatnot. So it's all really relatable.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also relatability and people want to hear something when they can relate to it, but they want to hear something that they can nod their head to, and it gives them that opportunity to actually dive into what you're saying. If they're not going to be able to vibe with the beat and vibe with the energy, they're not going to really care about what you have to say, because you got to get them in the door, then they can dive in. Because I think a lot of people think that lyrics are what's going to draw someone in, but if you don't,
it's the story.
If they don't feel it, right? If they don't feel it, they're gonna they're like, oh, cool lyrics, but I'll pass on it. You know what I mean? There's other cool lyrics out there, but if you can get someone vibe with the energy and then they can take in your lyrics, you're gonna get them in a whole new stratosphere internally. Because I've learned a lot with music. Is I played in a metal band, and like, you only really fuck with metal unless you fuck with metal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are like, pass on that, man.
Yeah,
cool on that shit.
That's
like,
a hard pass for me.
Right, exactly. And for a lot of people it is. But if you can get them in the door to understand what you are presenting, then that's when the lyrics can come out. Because a lot of metal, the lyrics are very passionate, they are very intense, and they don't hold anything back. People, I mean, we're talking like just as explicit as any rap song, as anything you'd hear on the radio, on the sense of like how catchy the choruses are. So like there is parts of the industry that do translate to metal, but getting them in the door, and that's why I think intros, I care mostly about intros these days, because don't get me wrong, I want the bulk of the chorus to be great, but as soon as that song starts, I want to be locked in. I want to feel what the artist is at. You know what I mean? Like. And that I always grew up as like the intros, get that hook, and once we get that hook in there, then let's give them something.
Well,
yeah,
we were
talking
talking.
what they lean on.
We were talking about relatability earlier, and how you're talking about how you want your audience to be able to relate with what you're saying. And another key point of that is a lot of people can't relate to what a lot of artists have gone through in situations and what they're talking about. And what I've learned, or not what I've learned, but what I've seen from artists and what connects more with the audience is if you can get them to understand your perspective.
Tell your story.
If you if you can get them to somehow understand your perspective of it, because everyone has their own perspective. Like is what's bad.
But people
bad.
are different too, because it's
hard.
It's hard to relate
like
sometimes to my struggle, because I am doing many different projects, and I funnel everything through my own social media or my store or whatever, and others may not be able to relate to that. You know what I mean? Him and I can relate on wrestling for a front, but we may not be able to relate on something else. So we got to connect somewhere. So as long as you get one piece of the puzzle and people can connect in your own world, because how many people do you see out there and you know they're struggling with something, but you can't connect to even get to know them further, but you know that there's something going on.
Well, that's where they get dig more into the music.
If you can
get them hooked to that point, then you're good, because then they understand your perspective, right?
Yeah, but perspective is it's a one-way street because your perspective and their
No,
perspective.
Perspective is multiple.
No, there's I
But
don't
it's
say
all
that-
about perspective.
It's all
You
perspective.
get what I'm saying. You
because-
get what I'm saying.
But your perspective and my perspective, your perspective of him and my perspective of
Totally
him are different.
Yeah.
So it's a one-way street because my perspective can't change based on what yours is because mine is going to be mine.
Yeah, but your perspective is different than someone else's perspective. So
Exactly. It is a one-way street.
So how's that a one-way street? Because if there's a street and one's going one way and one's going the other way, that means your perspective is going one way, mine's going the other way. So there's two perspectives.
But all our perspectives are going the same direction of him. So are you going this
I think
way?
that's valid points on both ends.
Because I look at if we're going perspective on you and how you have BMW
But that's
hat,
two
you're
different
matching-
perspectives.
Two different perspectives, but we might be on. But the street's
That's two
not
streets.
necessarily because you could be going in different directions. Because you could have grown up with
different
him.
directions.
You could have grown up with him.
directions. How do you go different directions on the same street?
Well,
Fair point.
they might be different destinations because you might have grown with him and you might see him in a certain way, and I might be booking him for the first time.
I thought we were talking about streets.
But directionality of what the perspective is, because when you're booking him, you know him. I might have just booked him for the first time, so you're gonna book him with the intention like he needs to go third because he needs to be the bulk of the lineup, blah 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 blah, because he's gonna bring in this new. This is gonna be a good transition to this guy. I'm like, you know what he brings? He's the first time I'm booking him. Let's put him first. You're like, no man. This is my perspective. He needs to play third because he's gonna really pick it up when this next artist comes on. I'm like, I've never booked him. He
But
needs to play
you're gonna-
first.
but-
Our perspectives are different, but we're going to the same destination, right? I want him to play first. You want him to play third.
There's levels
that.
to this.
I like
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But-
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why the
But some
perspective is
perception-
not two-way street.
But always
It's
one
one way.
perspective.
It's just
rules.
different. It's different
I
viewpoints.
feel like it's one way for each individual.
exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we can't
There's no
pass.
two-way
We
street.
can't pass
It's
on this
one
way.
way for you, one way
Exactly.
for
But what
because of how
Here, Andrew,
the relationship.
I can throw you a curveball here.
I love.
What if
curveballs.
I have two perspectives? What if I have a perspective, but I also have a different perspective?
Multi-personality.
Yeah, but no, not personalities. Say like I got a perspective about, let's just say I have a perspective something's gonna go up, and then I got a perspective something could go down. Like
Yeah.
Is it
I
the
got-
same
I got two-
perspective?
That's more probability.
it's
Yeah.
it's probability, but it's perspective. Both of them are perspectives.
It's,
So that's two different roads.
Yeah.
So are your probability because like one, what's more likely, this way or that
That's-
way?
I think you're
you
both
can't do
right.
that with probability.
I think you're both
That-
right on this.
Yeah. Well, I think
Let's
the
rock,
thing,
paper,
I think the thing on I think the thing on perspective is you get perspective based on your experiences.
Uh-huh.
So like we were talking wrestling earlier.
I agree with that.
When I was growing up, like wrestling was. I didn't know of. I played music, but I didn't know of the music industry like I do now. But I knew I wanted to go there. I knew I wanted to play music, and I knew wrestling was just a small portion of my life because I was just trying to get through it. But I was good enough to do the state qualifier and everything like that. So I was good, but I really wanted music. So my perspective was like, all right, I think there's a bigger fish to go after in the future. But right now I got to focus on this fish, and I need to really hone in. I had my bass guitar, I had my custom amp, and I just learned every Red Hot Chili Peppers song
Hell yeah.
that I could. Period. Like, and then I got into Rise Against. I got into eventually A Day to Remember, and I got into these other bands, and I kind of grew with it. But
Pantera's playing tonight.
So let me ask you this.
it's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So do you think you have a different perspective to music based on what you grew up with wrestling? Like how you book events?
I think I have a different perspective because I understand that it's a lot of gray area in music. So you're spending more of your time and a lot of your energy proving yourself, and you spend a lot of your time in sports proving yourself. So I think the music, you have to prove yourself until once you've proven yourself, then it's easy because you just go on your own merit and people allow you to walk through the doors. But most of the time, doors are closed until you prove yourself for that door to open. How many times are you trying to ask someone to get you a show or get you this? And then now, it's probably much easier for you to get a show. At one point, it probably wasn't so easy. You're probably like, oh, I know this one guy, he'll book me. And then that guy doesn't book you, and you're like, whoa, I'll know this guy, he'll book me. And over time, you meet these people that are just flaking over and over again.
And
I think
Funny story.
yeah.
The first time I ever performed, well, not ever performed, but ever performed when I took it seriously, Fro-Doe booked me at the Thompson House.
hey, all right, yeah.
And I got so fucking drunk I couldn't even perform. So
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I remember that
Yeah.
he canceled
I
while he was there.
I started off like
canceled
as
in-house?
he was calling me up to the stage.
And you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, no. My fiance, God bless her heart.
Uh-huh.
She didn't let him.
Shout out.
She was like, "Nah, you can't do this to yourself."
I was
And
like,
she knew I
fuck.
was
She
too
saved
drunk,
you.
but I was willing to go up, and I was on my way, and she pulled the plug on me, and
Yeah.
that was probably the coolest
Yeah.
thing that ever
Good.
happened.
These
you know?
exist. You have to watch
Exactly.
These exist. These don't
Like,
go away.
What if I would have went up there and fell off the stage?
Yeah,
you
man,
know?
this
And
will just be
then
forever.
I totally wrecked his image. I wrecked my image starting out.
and then you're on TikTok, and it's
yeah.
just over with it.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now,
So,
it's funny. But
I got a
Yeah.
question for the artist.
yeah.
So, when it comes to events that you guys do, when does it come down to, like, well, you know, community, doing it for the like cause of the event, doing it for promotion, good cause, and actually recording? And when do you actually like put the brick up and be like, I need to be paid? You know what I'm saying? Because like,
That's a
you know how.
That's a slippery slope.
But you know how we
because-
always do it. We always make sure
Yeah.
everybody's right. But
Yeah.
I'm asking from a whole as a whole with every event that you guys do and how you're looking at things going forward. I'm
From
just
my
curious from the
perspective-
artist perspective.
Yeah, from my perspective, it's all about like what's going on at the time. So like depending on whose show it is, who's throwing the party, or what event. Like, am I being booked? Am I asking to be booked? That would have a lot to do with it at first. The way I look at it, if we're from different states or, you know, we don't know each other, I guess, in a sense, you want to get paid because that's the name of the game. That's what the reason we do it for. But if I see an artist that is out here grinding and he's like, hey, man, I really like your music and I want to collaborate with you, then it's a personal perspective, and that's when you're like, okay, I want to work with this artist, or do I want to be a dickhead and be like, no, give me 500? Or, you know, so it's
Yeah,
really
add
morale
features.
at that point. I think
Add
it's
features as
morale.
well.
So like, there have been times where I tried to charge, and then now I don't charge anything. Like, if I get booked, I get booked, and if I get paid, I get paid. That's cool and all. Like, you have to develop your own route where you're gonna get paid regardless of the music, because as an independent artist, you can't rely on music as your first
Income.
level of income,
Yeah.
right? You have to have that residual income. You have to have something popping other than music, and then eventually, when music takes off, then you got that for the rest of your life. But right now, you like, don't be bigger than what you are.
So
I
Rob,
guess.
as an independent artist, if you could talk to yourself just now starting out before the Tom's Now show,
yeah,
what advice would you give yourself looking back now to that same artist? What in one sentence, what would you tell him?
no one knows you.
That's the only advice that you would give? Like,
No one knows you.
No one knows
That's
you.
powerful.
I mean, it's powerful, but like in the most respectful way. Like, everyone has their own like ego, and like, I am this artist, and like we all develop our own niche or whatever. So like, some people are overly confident, and like, it's not that they're a bad artist. They could be the best artist. They could be the next Juice. They could be Tupac, whatever. But at that moment, no one knows you. So sometimes you just have to play your role, take positions when they come, and then follow that path that you're trying to go. Eventually, the moves will come. The opportunities will open themselves up for you if you're humble. You stay true to yourself, you know what I mean?
That's the
Got
thing.
you.
And I always
Yeah.
like to
That's
say,
good.
if artists like get a big head, and that I deal with a lot of artists with like, you know, the ego's there, and, you know, egocentric, and that's part of the human experience. People, you're in your own skin. This is the skin that you have, and you're focused on you because you got to feed yourself. You got to take care of it. But when artists get this head and they get this ego, I always like to ask them, like, how many people have heard your music?
Yeah.
How many people?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Like,
How
look
many
at it
people?
from a worldwide
How many people have
perspective.
heard your music? And they're like, maybe like I've got like 500,000 on that, like this. So I was like, let's roughly let's say like 2 million people have heard your music. 2 million. That's pretty good. There's
Yeah.
There's 8 billion
Yeah.
on this planet and growing. 8 billion. So you're
8.6.
8.6. So you're 8.4 away from every ear, or there's double ears, right? So there's
You're billions away.
billions away. So when this ego's there, I'm like, look, we need to stop you on that, because in my opinion, you're already ahead. The cart is before the horse, my friend. You need to get the horse caught up with the cart, and I think a lot of artists miss that because they do release bangers. They do get a lot of people in their ear that are blowing them up and saying they're the greatest thing. You know what I mean? There's nothing more humbling than you thinking you're the greatest thing, and all of a sudden you do book a show that you're gonna think's gonna smash, and 15 people walk through that door.
That is the most humbling.
That is the most
experience, bro.
humbling
I have seen it
experience.
so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
But bro,
We might be the biggest
hold
in
up, let me make a
Cincinnati.
comment. But the thing that stands out, bro, and what will make me book you, if you have 15 fans, is if you still perform your butt off and have good
Work
music.
it, work
If
it.
you still have good music and perform your butt off, if 15 people come and you don't perform because there's 15 people,
Right.
Look,
I'm not gonna book you again.
Look,
Yeah,
as from my experience, there's been times I've did over 50 shows, right? And there's been times to where you got different crowds. You're gonna have plus 30 at one, and sometimes
Well, you
at
might be
one-
early.
and sometimes at 1:15 or less. You know what I
Five,
mean?
yeah,
But it
five,
just
yeah.
depends on the date, depends on what's going on. Sometimes I sell tickets. I sell 35 tickets, and only 15 show up. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it really just depends on the situation. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't feel like you really can't do it for who's there. You got to do it for yourself. So
For yourself.
so to bring it back to what he asked about payment and this and that,
Yeah.
I feel like you got to really do it for the love of it. Once you do it for the love of it, everything else just comes with it. You know what I
Also,
mean?
you have to
I'm not
prepare
really trying to get
yourself.
a dollar at this moment. You know what I mean? I'd rather build friendships and connections and things like that than to worry about how much I'm getting paid for a 20, 15-minute set. You see
Sure.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, in the money, it's not going to be life changing,
Right.
but that one spark of connection, because there's no one, and even the venue's nothing's life changing for anybody to that night. It's
Right.
one show, one event.
Right.
It's about what you make of it. It's how many people you tell to make sure you're getting your stuff filmed. So you have some people that are covering even if you don't bring a photographer,
Right.
tell homie like, hey dude, like you're one of the performers, film me real quick, because you want that. The payment shouldn't be that should be the last thing you're talking about. The first thing you're talking about is how can I let this show live on beyond this specific night.
Yeah.
Secondly, how did I make the crowd feel, and did I do my part?
I was just about to say that. So,
Yeah.
like, my biggest, like, goal of the night when I do a show is how can I get a reaction, or, you know, how can I turn those faces into smiles and things like that. So once I get that, I feel like that's my payment. You know what I mean? That shows
Sure.
that I'm doing something right, that I'm giving them a good time, and I'm there for a reason. You know what I mean?
But you want to be you want to have a coverage. That's the
Yeah,
thing too,
that
because
too,
like
yeah.
you don't want, as an artist, we want everyone to feel great about it. But if you have nothing to latch onto and to be able to utilize to show the next person about the previous event,
Right.
then you're just using your words, and they may or may not vibe. But if you have a video of some degree or something, be like, hey, this is what this is me,
Yeah.
and you can shoot it over. Next time you might have 50 people come in because you can navigate over a month of time
Right.
and gather 5 at a time through one video.
Right.
But you can only do so much with the word of mouth.
Yeah.
Everyone talks himself up, dude. People come to the store constantly and think they're the next Tupac or the
No,
next
honestly.
the next M, the next anything. And I'm
Nothing's
like,
wrong with that, and nothing's wrong
no,
with that.
but
you know
I
what
have
mean?
to have something so
Gotta
that I
have
can
something behind it.
so I can see that. Well, what's up, bro? How we doing?
SL?
what up?
But yeah, that's real.
Hey, we'll talk in a bit.
No, but that goes back to end goal values, right?
Ah. Yeah.
End goal values. So, like, when people are too big for themselves or whatever, like, that's cool, man. It goes back to human nature and confidence. Like, we all have our own thing, and that's why we are artists, because, like, we are feeling ourselves. And the end goal value is what is tangible, and, like, we're preparing ourselves for the next step, right? So whether there's 1,000 people at the show, 100 people at the show, or 5 people at the show, you perform the way you would in front of if there was 100,000 people in a sold-out arena.
Right, it shouldn't matter.
Like, it doesn't matter.
But do you
right?
know what it's like to be in front of that many people? That's the crazy.
That's
Just
what
when
we're
you get there,
preparing
when you
for.
get
That's a
there,
whole different
when
thing,
you
though.
get there,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So like as we
Bro,
talk
when we
about-
get there,
That's a whole different thing.
It's when you
it's gonna be clockwork because we put the
put
repetitions
the,
in.
put the
Exactly.
repetitions in. But you
If you
also
don't put the repetitions
you also
in-
know that when you get to those levels, then there's like the expectation changes. So when you're at that point, like people like to say 5 to 5,000 to 500,000, right? Anything between. But like when you get to that level, then the expectation, you start to become. That's why you become your own. You're already your own worst critic, but then eventually becomes to the point where you're like, all right, if I release this, how am I going to follow up? You should always think about your follow-up because
that's just fear.
no, you got to be strategic, bro.
what's next.
You don't think they're
Always what's
strategic?
next.
I promise you, when you get
No,
to that
it's
room,
strategic, but
you know how many,
they're releasing.
I bet you they're more. I bet you they're more fearful than you have an idea of. You might be bold, but when you got more on the line and you drop something that could take away those numbers by an agent dropping you. Well, if you are independent and got that far, and someone like a Russ or someone that's out there doing it a little differently,
Kasky.
but like they're doing it a little differently. But most of the time, you have something. There's something to lose at some point. You know what I mean? You've got to.
Yeah.
You're
There's
human.
You're always betting on
You know,
yourself.
right now, there's not that much to lose.
Hold
Right
up.
now, you're at a safe spot. So now you try all the risky stuff. Try the risky
But-
stuff now, right? Like you try
but
risky
on
stuff in
that
your
note,
20s. When
did
you're
you
30,
see-
you're ready. You know.
Did you see Russ's recent performance? He what was it? He was performing, and someone in the crowd was holding up like a sign, and it was like trying to get his attention for a gift. But it was right after he had to stop the show because somebody had a seizure. So they kept raising it up and doing a giant like ordeal, and he had to stop the show. And he spoke his mind about it. He said that you guys are taking away time from the fans, from all this other stuff, and he got a bunch of critique from it.
He's gonna get critique from
But
things, no matter what
in
he
my
does.
perspective, he has every right. He already stopped the show for something, for an emergency. He's stopping the show again because he thinks it's emergency, but fans are just trying to.
But he's gonna get critique because it is a significant thing. You know what I mean? Like no matter
Because of his
what,
status.
no matter what it is, Eminem could be at a concert and someone could throw some bottle and it hits the stage and it doesn't even hit him, but all of a sudden it's on TMZ. So
Yeah,
like
so-
it's just really about
doing
his notoriety, and that's really bringing. But I think he handled that situation in a good manner, and he did post about it on Facebook.
And he
Yeah.
said his side
He's
of it.
very transparent with
But
his
that-
movements.
That's what I'm saying, to the point of you do you, and you do the
you.
right thing, and as long as you do the right,
Authentically, yeah, but I
Yeah.
do think at a certain point you got to start. You do have to think about when you're releasing stuff to 500,000 people every single time, and you're starting to put out the numbers to where your shows are arenas, and you're at that point. You start to have to get stage crews with the stage managing. My buddy Jeb Fields, he's a stage manager for NF. You know, we've got some guys that are in the scene, in the industry, doing big things. And the thing is that like at that level, I don't think NF isn't. He's thinking about every little insy bitsy little piece of that now because he's not worried about a track doing off timing. He's worried about making sure that the stage left lighting is going right with the stage right lighting. It's like becomes to that point. You're not even worried about a track. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
completely understand that, but I also think it comes to a point to where the money is too much. When you have to risk the craft and your art to a point to about profit, that takes away from the art and what you try to do at the beginning.
well, at that point, I think you've made it on your art, so I think your money's
So then-
probably right.
yes,
but I
but-
think you start thinking about your
But what do you
your
need
own
more
little
for?
your own little pocket and how you can make it trim the fat the best is what we like to say.
But
I
if
guess
you're
you could
trying to get a if you started this with getting a message across, sharing your art, you did that, you're successful, you made plenty of money, and you still will make plenty of money, releasing something that you are passionate about, and like
It
that
wouldn't
could
matter at
could
that
But do you
refer
think
your
you
record.
get
I
more
mean,
strategic, or do you just do
It
things
depends
the
on what
same way?
it depends on what the artist is trying to do at the end of the day.
You know what I mean? Like, because I think there's also like some expectation that fans will start to have, and then you won't want to let them down, but you also want to be true to yourself.
Right.
So there's a balancing act there.
I believe being true to yourself is
That's
where
the way to
people are
go.
gonna find the real.
People
you.
want to hear
Like,
your
that's
story.
where
you
people
know?
want
They
to
wanna
hear
hear-
real stuff. They don't want to
They
hear.
do, but there is a societal expectation.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
say,
that's
man.
it.
You know what I mean?
I'm
There-
a
there-
logical guy, so like
there's a
I try
li-
to see logic.
there's
in
a
every
little
scenario.
there's a little bit of like there is a little bit of a structure to a song, right? We know that there's
Yeah.
most likely a bridge in there. You know, there's going to be a couple
Intro,
choruses,
outro.
verses.
Yeah, probably.
So you can run it. You could run 4 different BPMs through a full song and go through the whole song with 4 different BPMs and switching. And I bet you anything you could do it your way. And if you just dropped a song that was really smooth and you're just like, you know what, we're going to mess them with chaos, I bet you everyone's going to be like, oh, bro, that was great seeing
No, I
him.
agree.
Move on to the next one. You become
I
a
definitely-
one-hit wonder because you were like, my art comes first. But eventually you start to realize, well, there is an expectation. Oh, I need to check myself.
Well, that's it.
And then that's when
management.
and that's when the humbling happens, when you think your art's going to outpower what things are the expectations. And I think a lot of people don't realize that because they think they can.
Just do
Kanye
whatever.
West.
When I say
Kanye West is kind of showing it right now, man, and he's the
trends
biggest.
are a revolving door, dude.
Trends are a revolving door,
Yeah.
so you need to go straight, true to yourself, but also understand
What's
where the
working
fan
for the
base is.
market. Yeah.
Lean into discords, lean into places where your fans are. You know what I mean? But also understand that they have they matter too. I think the fans matter very much.
Most definitely. That's,
You know what I mean?
That's what I focused on really is like giving back to anybody that supports me and stuff like that. I mean, Fro-Doe know I've gave back $400 for a twerk contest, all types of stuff that I personally gave away myself. So
Speaking
it's just
of
stuff
the
like
twerk
that that I do,
contest,
That's cool.
just to try to give back to the people that support me.
I like twerk contests.
Speaking of the twerk contest,
Interesting.
Pat's got something in the works. He's
Yeah.
got something
You got
in the
more.
You
works.
never know.
We
Never
could do
know.
like
We
We're
might
going to
biggest booty in
twerk
the
some
city.
more?
What is
We
it?
might do
V
number
what?
two. We might
Which
do
volume? Volume
two.
2?
Yeah, we might do volume 2.
Yeah, volume
That's
2.
interesting.
Do something like
Hey,
that.
Andrew, could you hook it up at Madison Live?
I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, we can talk about.
We'll
this.
talk about
yeah,
it.
that's interesting.
Hey, we got a good show
Is it
for
a
you.
twerkathon?
Yeah.
We
I
got
mean,
the
it's
last
really,
one.
It's really just show. It's the same thing, but
The
it's
last
just to
one
get
was-
the ladies there. At the end, we ended it with like a twerk dance competition.
We should hit up KY Honey. I'm hoping, but she's
Get
on the
some
flyer,
sponsorships.
but she does a whole twerk song. Yeah, but that's the thing is like that
That could be a whole that's the whole,
Whole
event.
thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk afterwards, but
That's cool.
we've been cooking something for you.
that's cool.
For sure.
But
That's awesome. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to just let the artists do a little
Promo.
preview of what
Yeah.
they got coming up. I kind of promised it when they came up.
Absolutely.
And then I got them
That's-
excited.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'll go first, man.
who wants it?
I don't care. I go. It don't
Pat,
matter.
you want to crack it?
Don't matter.
All right, what you got out? What you got coming up? What's going on?
Hey, same old, same old. I'm just Patswayy doing it my way, you know what I mean? So, actually, I got a lot of unreleased music, so I don't know if any you guys probably been on my shows or seen me perform.
I have
but
seen, yeah.
I have a lot of unreleased music that I perform, and I just do that just to kind of get a crowd reaction, you know what I mean? Before I actually drop it on the internet and things like that, I like to see a crowd reaction to my music first. So that's one of my biggest things. I got a lot of unreleased music. I mean, I just recorded a new song with Fro-Doe, maybe I want to say 5 months ago, that I still haven't dropped.
Still
you know
haven't
what I mean?
dropped.
Nah, so
Ah,
it's just
okay.
stuff like that to where, you know what I mean, we holding and trying to create projects and things like that to where we give a good sound, because I feel like music is not, like good music is not limited, it's timeless. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson, all that still rocks out to this day. You know what I mean? Great songs are still going to be played. So
Yeah.
that's just how I look at
Yeah,
it. I
good
don't-
music is timeless for sure.
Yeah,
It
so
really
that's-
is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I look at it. Other than that, you know, like I said, I really be focused on coaching, things like that. But now I'm getting back to my music because that's always been my dream, like literally since I was a kid. So it's nothing. This is nothing like new. You know what I mean? There's something I've been doing, I've been chasing, I've been working on, I've been crafting. You know what I mean? Like kind of building myself has been a process over years and years and years. You know what I mean? But
You know,
at the end of the day-
my biggest advice though. Stop chasing and let the energy come to you
Oh yeah.
and make it so you're looking at it as you're a beacon and your life, you're doing life. Life isn't doing you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
cause like I thought of it as a chase too. And when my mentality is, and it's a small thing, like and just the verbiage that you used. And it's important because this is like the manifestation or speaking into an existence. But like when you stop chasing after the dollars, you find that the dollars just somehow show up. You know what I mean?
sure.
Because it's the way it is. And when you look at it as like, come see what I'm doing, I build it, they will come. You're not a circus. You're not going to them. They're coming to you, right? So you make each event a pillar. Make it a pillar. Make it a big deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then if the chase is you chasing the feeling of what you feel is success and fulfillment. You want that. That's all you're going for is fulfillment. You want to fulfill the inside, because at the end of the day, like if you're proud of yourself, what's it even matter? If you're proud of yourself at the end of the day, what does it even matter?
That's
if
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then you don't have to chase to be proud of yourself. You carry enough energy and internal confidence to not have to worry about a chase.
Yes, sir.
In my personal opinion, based
for
on
sure.
my external
For sure.
perspective, right?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like was,
Perspective.
kind of was meant to be gonna be. I put in the grind, but at the end of the day, I'm not chasing nothing.
Exactly. You don't need to chase anything because the grind.
It's just like
isn't-
women. I ain't chasing women. It's the same thing.
Exactly. That.
Fuck them up. It's like,
So,
That's all good. Yeah.
So on that note, Pat, where can they find you? Where can they find your music? Where can they find you on social
My name
media?
is Patswayy, Patswayy on all platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. So that's what you'll find me at. I'll be dropping some music probably coming up here soon. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just start letting things go for real. But
Let's
honestly,
go.
I'm at the point to where it's like, what can they say?
Shoot
You
from
know
the
what I mean?
hip.
Bro,
Shoot from the hip.
what can they
so, you mostly Spotify, SoundCloud. You on all platforms? What's
I'm a
going on?
SoundCloud rapper for now.
SoundCloud
but, yeah,
rapper.
I'm
All
hopping
right,
on all
check him out.
platforms. yeah.
Patswayy.
Patswayy. He's the chase.
All right,
Yep.
rock paper scissors shoot. Rob.
My name's Rob. It's spelled RO66 though. So like instead of two B's, it's two sixes. RO66. It's Rob, and that correlates with my label name, which is 26 Entertainment, right? And you can find me on Instagram at Rob the Man. My backstory is I'm from a small town called Hamilton, Ohio. It's a pretty shitty city that's trying to come up, just like every other shitty city in America, but we're trying to find a way, and I'm out here signing artists. I developed 26 Entertainment in 2020, so we're going on 5 years strong. I just found an artist. That's my boy TM Savior over there. He's from Florida. He's from Miami. He actually had the privilege of doing a song with X before he died, so he was at an apprentice.
That mic works if you want to speak.
Yeah, go ahead and say something,
Yeah,
bro.
man. You can speak in that microphone.
Say something into the mic, brother.
Yo,
Yo, we hear you. Yes.
Yo, TM Savior, what's up?
What's
Good.
up?
Tell them where you from, bro.
I'm from Miami, Florida. I was born and raised there. I grew up in a recording studio, and I got to work with a lot of great artists. And I came here and I met Rob, and he's helped me grow my music. He's been my music manager, and he's helped me a lot.
Yeah, he's one of
And
the first artists.
this is gonna be my first show here on the 25th.
Yeah, he's
that
never performed before, so like we're trying to build him
Oh,
up.
really?
Yeah. So like I'm performing, but I'm gonna bring him out.
Well, his
we have
killing.
some unreleased music and stuff, but
Oh, I think it on. It might have to be reconfigured.
Keep going.
yeah. But anyway, we got
Yeah.
a lot of unreleased music, man. I'm trying to sign some artists and develop my own team, like I said.
So where did the artist development and management or booking? Or where did that come from? I do artist management myself
It's
as well,
pretty
but
much-
where'd that come
so,
from?
Like it all started that way, right? So when I developed 26, end goal was to be like a DJ / producer / seek out talent. I've always been good at like knowing who was gonna blow next and just finding talent, and like I have the love of the art, right? And I'm an artist myself, so like instead of being an upfront artist, I wanted to be the background artist, and like I have the knowledge of management, right? So I want to seek out talent, develop them. I learned everything the hard way, so like my artist development was getting scammed, and like the runaround and all of this stuff that I had to learn on my own, how to get on certain platforms, how to do my publishing, licensing, ASCAP, all of that stuff. So like
BMI.
I want to be that mediator for new artists and show them kind of how to take those steps without getting the runaround or getting scammed or getting overcharged for what they're trying to do.
So you've
like,
had management before that screwed you?
I had a distribution deal one time, and it didn't work out well. I was in the distribution deal for about 6 months, but other than that, like I've never had any offers or anything. But
okay.
I'm strictly independent, but like I've always wanted to be an artist. I just felt that I was too old to be an artist because, like, believe it or not, I'll be 37 this year. You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
turned
Like,
37.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
I 5 days ago. With the 20th, 2 days ago. It'll be 5 days from the event.
yeah, I'm not old, but I'm not like
No, you're
this,
not old.
I'm not this young cat with all the charisma anymore. So like, I love the game. I love the music, and I make beats and I produce, and I want to be that engineer. But also, like right now, I had to build my brand, so that's when I started making music at first to develop, solidify that this is what I am. Because nobody will believe in you until you believe in yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you believe in yourself, that's a prerequisite, because if you're going to go the distance, you've got to at least know you have a product to sell.
Mm-hmm.
We're not salesmen, but someone's got to buy into you.
Right.
Even if it's a nonprofit, someone has to believe in what you're doing in order for you to elevate to the levels where, you can make a sustainable living doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and if no one likes your lemonade that you're making, but you're making lemonade out of lemons, well, at least you have lemonade, but most people are probably going to pass. They appreciate your lemonade. They like your lemonade sign, but like they're probably not going to drink it. Like once they drink it, it's straight tardy or whatever. And you craft it over time. You get better at your lemonade, and then you become in your 30s, and then now you go into almost a mogul state where you're at the point where you can manage artists and do your own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you mentioned getting screwed over before, and I got screwed over. I had this management company. They signed us and all that, and we gave them access to. I gave them, our band gave them access to. Well, pages, that wasn't really the big deal, but I've always been into artist management and artist marketing. So marketing is a big part of what I do, because I just think, what would I be impressed by? And I just try to impress myself. If I'm not impressed by myself, then I'm just not that interested. I really don't. People might think it's a great idea, but I'm like, I've done better. And they're like, what? Like they might have something to say. I'm like, well, we can do better. But the thing is I'm my own self-critic, right?
Right.
But this artist company loved what we were doing and how we were self-managing, and they didn't understand how we were getting the numbers we were getting. Like we were doing pretty well. Like our live streams were in like 2015, we were getting like 200K every live stream on a live show. So like those numbers are enough for these people. And no, it's not millions of numbers, but in a lot of these management companies, like we can handle anything over 50K a video. You guys are for that, way more. We want to work with you. I'm like, cool. Give us access to your Dropbox. Give us access to this. Give us your plan. So I start unraveling all these two guys named the Adams, and I was like giving them everything. Bro, one was in California and one was in New York, and I'm giving them all my information, everything. I'm giving them all my secrets to the Coca-Cola, if you will. One day we woke up, everything was cleared out of our Dropbox. All the songs, all the management contracts I had, they took it all. And they cleared it. And I was like, oh, I didn't know what happened, dude. I didn't know what happened. And they just stopped answering me, the text messages. They blocked me on social medias. And I was like, they couldn't steal my profiles. We didn't give them that kind of access. But, like, I was shook. Because they took, like, I had written up contracts. We had worked on, because I was a promoter. I work at Madison Theater, clearly.
Okay. So,
like, that's, putting the show on. But they had everything. And I was just too trusting. I just thought those guys were for us because they, you know what I mean? And then I found a publicist, and she changed the game for me. Shout out to Jenna Pell. Jenna Pell, she is amazing. One of the highest level of people I've ever gotten to work with. She worked with the band Cartel. Okay. Remember Cartel? Yeah, she worked with Cartel. She worked with Our Last Night. They do a lot of covers. Yeah. She was their publicist. She was a publicist for a band called Palisades. She worked with a lot of people. We got connected with her, and she has to work with you. You can't just force your way. She has to choose you. So when she gave us the opportunity, I sat on the phone with her for the first 2 hours, and I explained everything that they did to us. I gave them the whole right now. And she's like, "We will fix you." So we really worked on it, and before you know it, we had a good game plan, and then we were off to the races. It was a great partnership. I started a nonprofit, so we created a nonprofit. She loved that too. So and then we got to go up to LA, and we got to meet with record labels and all the cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
All because of the publicist.
That's cool.
Publicist is a secret weapon. They're worth it.
I would like to eventually get to that point for sure. The distribution deal left a bad taste in my mouth because they obviously promised a lot of things, and then I was cool with everything that they had going, and there was a lot of opportunities, guaranteed spots at certain shows with big names. So the profitability was there, but it was more of like, I don't like your cover art, maybe we should change it, or we can't release on this weekend because you should probably release on a Wednesday. And like that completely contradicts the creative freedom of an independent artist, right? When we signed the distribution deal, it was more of you still have all of your creative freedom. We're just giving you guidance and opportunity. And then when it all boiled down to it, it was like, no, you can't release on this date. So
They were micromanaging it.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So does anyone here have a record deal? Anyone have any kind of management that anyone's dealt with?
Solo.
I have a manager, but she's my fiance. She's just way smarter than I am.
In-house.
Yeah,
Anyone
solo.
external management?
I had a manager, and then I just like fell back on paying him a little bit, but I've
Okay.
explained to him, and then we just cut off.
Okay.
See, so
Because that's when you start dealing to like, that's a whole nother, where the expectation starts to happen.
Yeah,
I've had a DJ manager, if that counts. Like when I first started doing weddings, just to get my confidence up, I took on a agency, and they did all my booking and stuff like that. It was pretty nice. They took a good portion of the profits and everything.
For sure,
like that.
yeah,
But I learned the ropes.
Pay to
and-
play.
Exactly, and but I'm no longer in that agency.
That's cool. Well, you've learned. You don't need it now.
Exactly.
You can self-manage. That's a big part of things too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to bounce out here in a little bit, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure YNG Slim.
Slam.
I said YNG Slim, got his opportunity to preach his music a little bit.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
So we got 15 minutes. If you can chill for 15, can you do till 10?
Yeah, that works.
Cool. And we'll wrap at 10.
Cool.
The whole point of the birthday show, what I really want to like be transparent about with everyone here is, we're trying to put you all in rooms with people that never have heard your music, and even if that is someone that is a happenstance there, the goal is to network in multi-genres, because we're going to filter everyone upstairs. There's going to be a show happening next door at Madison Theater that is going to basically be a sellout. So there's going to be a lot of...
Starlito and Don Trip, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My dudes.
Dude.
I'm trying to be at that show. I have to be at that show.
What's up? And that's the thing is, I made most of my opportunities and successes off of multi-genre shows, because that's where the most people are going to come out and really be into you. Because if they're just there for a friend, how many shows have you seen where people just leave after their friend played? But if you go to the people that really want to see the live music and they care about it, you can always tell. Look for the people in the crowd that are there that may not be someone you would really associate with. I used to hand my microphone to people in the crowd that I knew that like I just had a feeling. I'm like, I'll hand it to you because I'll see you at the merch table afterwards, because if you hand the microphone, they're definitely going to come over and say hi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did that enough to, I would do that to multiple people on a show. You know what I mean? And let them scream. Let them scream into
Yeah,
the
that makes sense.
Yeah, it works. And it also gets them a part of the experience. Lets me have a time where I can appreciate someone, appreciating the whole situation, and that might be that dude's. That you never know the battles someone are dealing with. Every day we're dealing with hard shit, right? If you give a microphone to someone that's having the worst day of their life, is their worst day of their life anymore?
They feel special as fuck.
Right, because they should. Because they're the only ones in the crowd that have the microphone. The artist gave it up. The sound guy is out of his hands. And now this dude that may have mic training or not now has a microphone. And he may have never had one in his hand. And that's cool.
Yeah.
Eyes light up like they're at Disney World, bro. And I just love those moments. So before we get out of here, I'd like you to talk about your music, but I'd like you to finish it with how you want people to feel when they leave your set, and we'll go through it. How about your music, and then
Just how I want people to
yeah.
react to it.
What are they trying to get from it?
So most of my music now is more towards the emotional state, because I'm trying to put my story out there, what's happened in my life, just for people who have went through similar things, to feel like there's somebody out there who they can relate to, and that they're not alone.
They're not alone.
So that's why I'm going more towards that way. Now there are some songs where I was like, screw it, just had fun with, but my most successful music is the emotional. Yeah. So that's where I'm trying to steer off to more. So that way, like, with July 25th, most of my music's gonna be emotional, except one, and I just want people to think that they have somebody that they can talk to and not feel alone. Because I've been there. I don't talk about my emotions myself.
Sure.
I keep it built in.
Yeah. Society's kind of built it this way, especially for like men's mental health. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's really why I dropped the album with the most emotional songs during June. And I've went live multiple times. I'm like, look, y'all ain't alone. Come talk to somebody.
Yeah. Right.
So that's really why I do it like that, so they
Respect.
don't feel alone. And they can come talk to me or whoever.
Yeah. Yeah. Good on you, because that's a big part of what I used to love to preach too. Is like, you're not alone in this, man. Like, this isn't something we have. There's no answers to the test here, right? You and I, we don't know what the answer is. There's no proper way to do things. What they did back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s changed the game. So like, we don't have any expectation. But I think you're not alone in this, because everything on social media, most of it's not even real.
Right.
Now it's all AI. So really, that is really not real in the sense of what is actually being experienced, right? So people are seeing flashiness, things, people more successful than them, quote unquote, but half that stuff is leases. It's not real. But the perception is, knowing they're not alone in it is huge. Like, we live in a society right now, they need that more than ever. So good on you to really think that way rather than trying to just think about the dollar bills with it, man.
That's not why I do it.
Yeah.
I started music really to have fun. Now, if the money comes, it comes. If not, oh well. Like, I have a 9-to-5 to fall back on, and I just want to be heard and have people come to me if they need to. Like, with different situations. Like, if you just lost a loved one, like me, I lost my mom back in 2016 to a drug overdose.
Sorry to hear that.
It's fine.
But still loss is loss.
Yeah. So if, like, you recently just lost someone, or it's been a few years or a while, you can come talk to me. You can have a shoulder to cry on, that type of ordeal.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
It's heavy too, man. That's the thing, is like, you're bringing a level where, I mean, you don't really hear about all that much, really, man. I mean, it's especially in the landscape of what music's at now, where we are like 1 minute TikToks, where it's the catchiest bop that can happen in 60 seconds. You know what I mean? And TikTok dances. That's where we're at. And when someone's gonna bring out emotional music, I mean, when's the last time you really hear emotional driven music? Unless you have to search it, you gotta look for it. You know what I mean? And so that's good on you. Good on you. And you obviously have enough momentum going for you right now. So that's huge. And thank you for playing the show. That's awesome. I'm excited to see what you have for it, especially that last song. Whatever you.
I appreciate it for sure for him bringing me back this year, even though I didn't even perform that much last year.
You earned your spot.
I performed with Dustin, and it was like 45 seconds.
Yeah, where's Dustin at? Where he at?
He was in some swimming shorts and a black white beater last time I saw him.
Black.
He
just called me, actually. And
Did he?
He's
answering.
doing something. He's busy. He'll be at
You're
the
on
show.
a podcast. You're busy yourself.
Yeah, that's why I didn't answer.
Absolutely. Respect. So we're going to hop back to you, and then we'll go to Patswayy.
Yes, sir.
So talk about your music and how you want people to feel when they see your set on Friday night.
All right, so I'm, I don't know. I've been on some experimental lately, so like I wouldn't classify myself. If I classified myself in a genre, it would be trap, with a lot of other influences. So one song, it could be a heavy metal influence. The other could be R&B influence. The other could be some lyrical New York hip hop. The other could be some West Coast. So like you never really know what
All
you're
over.
gonna get.
Okay. My kind of artist. Bro.
Yeah, I got a hype man coming out
Cool.
to blow up the spot for me, and I'm also bringing TM Savior over there. He's gonna. I'll probably start off my set with like half of my music that people know and came out to see, and then kind of transition into me and his collaborative work that we've been working on for a few months now, and it's all unreleased music, just giving a taste of some new, maybe something you never heard before. you know.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I want people to leave with an open mind and just know that I'm looking to work with other artists as well. And like, I make beats, I produce, I do this daily. Like, I set aside hours a day to make music every single day. So like, this is what I live for. It's one of his first performances ever. So like, it's a great opportunity for him and myself. I haven't performed in almost a year, so getting back on stage and showing people what we're doing these days, it's gonna be really cool, for sure. Can't wait to meet all of you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos to you to let like the opportunity for someone to play an early show in their career. That he's gonna obviously he's already been in studios doing his thing, but like there's something about getting on that stage, and when you're done getting off that stage and just
He'll remember it forever.
The
so
relief,
like,
man, it's crazy. There is
yeah.
nothing like when you step off that stage. It's almost like the air feels different on the floor than it does with around all the, like, it might be the electronics that you're around, but there's something about that stage air that's just different than when you step off.
It's the tension that
The
builds
tension of it, it's crazy. You built it all yourself. It's your energy, you know?
up. Yeah.
Your turn, my friend. Let's talk about the music you're going to be dropping in any kind of future or what you're working on, and then your set on Friday and what people can experience and what do you want them to feel.
So with my new music, my project, I'm really just kind of targeting something like home base feel. You know what I mean? I want to really target where I'm from, the area that I'm been around. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've done over 50 shows in the tri-state area. So, you know, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And
yeah.
even
50
though,
shows is a lot.
even though it's not what I wanted as far as the result, you know what I mean? I'm still proud to have done it in my area, and that can be part of my story, you know what I mean? So,
what do you want?
Say what?
What would you want?
You saying what would my want result-wise?
Yeah, you said it's not
Over
which
50.
want.
I mean, because over 50 shows, I'm expecting some type of feedback following after stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which I do get feedback. Don't get me wrong. I do get feedback. I feel like every time I'm on stage, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm meant to be there.
Sure.
I get a great reaction. I'm going to get whoever's there, I'm going to get a great, vibe to where they going to start partying and feeling, you know
Sure.
what I mean? I like to take pride
It's
in
something tangible that you can go off of there. Okay. So what I would see, another thing I want to say, I can definitely help you, my friend. But I think you should have some kind of action item
Yeah.
with this show, whether it's a QR that they can scan for the specific event that takes them to whether the Instagram or wherever you want to filter it, but an action item so that you can see a direct correlation from that show to when you find yourself alone at home at the end of the night.
Right.
I mean, like some action item that does give them the chance. So maybe the humbling getting off the stage and like, hey, you like my set? Will you scan this QR, check this out, this? Maybe hand out a piece of papers with it, with your information, with the songs you just saw. Action items.
I'm not gonna lie. On my end, as far as those 50 shows, I probably definitely could have did a lot more. But I also learned that I was doing it by myself, and I can't do that. Like he's talking about, I gotta build a team. You know what I mean?
Build a team.
I have to build those around me with the same goal, same vision. You know what I mean? So
Totally
I was doing everything myself, promotional wise. You know, other than literally setting up stuff with DJ Fro-Doe, we were literally doing everything ourselves. So you know what I mean? It was
jump.
But you're at the level where if you want to see some get back, the action items, people will go in.
Oh yeah.
Because it seems like you might inconvenience them by making them have to do something,
Right.
but these people just got off the stage. They're just as interested in what they just saw, and if they can get to it real quick, and you just got to be transparent. Like, hey, I know you've got a lot going on. You might have a child. You might have this, and this. You're not going to be thinking about me when you leave here, but go ahead and check
Scan
this off.
this
Go here, and you can check me out later. Go ahead and do
check
it.
it out later. That's true.
Because what we're learning now is, so there for a long time on social media, people really worried about their follower counts. They would rather gain followers and not follow back.
Right.
I'm sure you've had seen people that will follow, and they'll unfollow everybody,
right.
and they'll
To
get them back.
follow
Right.
zero.
Things are changing now because now we're learning that social media, it's more about the content that you're releasing,
Right.
of getting priority. It's not about the follower count anymore.
Right.
Follower counts do matter at an exponential scale
Right.
in order to get you in certain doors, but really it doesn't matter because you can have 15 followers and drop a video and get 15,000 views. Where did those come from? Because your content was high quality.
content,
Right,
yep.
yeah. So remember that things are changing in
It's
the
not the
landscape.
same,
Yes. So as you might have been navigating 5 to 10 years ago, it's much different in the landscape with the social media aspect, especially as an artist. And it's changing in real time. It's a fluid situation because social media is changing really quickly.
It definitely is. I feel like not only social media, but music, the internet, everything. You know what I mean? With all the people doing podcasting and all these different vloggings and stuff like that, it's kind of like nowadays you have to be more open. You know what I mean? And for me, to be honest with you, I'm not that open. I have to learn how to open up like him. You know what I mean? Putting his emotions into his music and stuff like that. I'll say I do that, but not to the extent to where I'm opening up. You know what I mean?
But there's action items. If you force yourself to go to that crowd and be like, you don't know me, but call me P or call me Patswayy. Like you can be quick with it if you don't want to like get too much into the thing. Just you can make it quick. Just scan there, and then they can find out what the P stands for, whatever.
And that's a personal thing. That's a personal thing too. You came up, you invited, and introduced yourself, invited them to come follow you or whatever.
Right, and they're going to talk about you talking to them. Yeah. It's going to go way further. That one to 10 conversations that you have when you get off that stage to new people. Then I think you're prepared to understand till you're there because people want to follow people they connect with, and if they see you on stage, you're more intimidating to talk to than they are to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
You might feel that you're intimidated by the people in the crowd, but you just got off the stage, dog. Like they're like, dang, I don't know if I can talk to him. Maybe he's behind the merch table. Does he have a merch table? I don't know. They start asking questions,
Maybe
right?
He won't talk to me.
Right, exactly. But if you walk up and like, hey, thanks for checking. I saw you bobbing your head, bro. I saw you that second song. I saw you, and then. At that point forward, he saw me. And after that, they go home, they check you out, they find the song online, whatever they're looking for. When they find it, then they've got a victory. And now that they have a victory, bro, they're in. Yeah. You just need to give them victories. And I think that's the best way to look about it. Give the fans victories to find.
That. Definitely is.
You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, you're just an artist, and it's your shit.
Right.
It's your shit. No one cares until you make them care. I can assure you, right? But if you give them victories and something to latch onto, bro, they'll be at every show.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
10.
Yeah. So, yeah, like my goal, with the music and, like, as far as what I expect and what I want to get them to feel is really just inspiration. You know what I mean? After I get off the stage, I want the other artists, people in the crowd, whatever the case is, to feel inspired, to be able to say he went up there and did that so confidently, so, whatever.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. You know what I mean?
He belongs there.
To where it's like, dang, it made me feel good to be up there, and I want to make them feel good to have seen me get up there. You know what I mean? So that's really
seeing you. So you see them, you'll get so much back.
Yep.
And it just takes a few conversations, and you'll get
not that hard.
It's
simple.
not.
It's
and you'll get the action items, and you'll get that fulfillment back after 51 shows.
Right.
Right. So that's.
Yeah.
Promise you, bro. I can assure you, I'm not even performing. It's how I would go about every step of the way. I just don't have music to sell right now.
Yes,
my future goal is to branch out.
Out.
Keep doing what I'm doing, but branch out. You know what I mean? And then also hit the internet with that content and stuff that you guys talk about. So.
Content, video every 48 hours, and you can't lose.
Yeah, it's crazy nowadays.
And we got a video camera for the event, the 25th.
I don't have a camera upstairs,
my
but if we can get,
coming,
if you got people, if you want them to record other people's set, I know people that will pay. That will throw a little bit.
I think he's just a photography type guy, but I can figure something out for that.
I can
bring any photo people. We can get them all. Yeah. We can all get them media allowance.
Hey, if you're watching this on the live stream, this is your opportunity. If you are a camera and videographer and you are trying to get a good portfolio and possibly make some extra money, come up here, get some of these artist sets. But look forward to seeing you guys July 25th. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
These guys might be.
Hey, we're about to close it out.
Last thing I want to say real quick is everybody should check out upcoming artists because at the end of the day, it got to start from somewhere. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yes, sir.
And if we could build a buzz within our city of upcoming artists, not only is that going to build something for us, it's going to build something for future generations to where we can open the door for somebody else in our city that is a little younger than us that ain't there yet. And when he get there, we can push him. You
We're
know what I'm saying?
unks.
So
We're unks.
that's the goal. We ain't unks yet, but that's the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting started, bro. You got a long way to go.
Call me unk.
Anything you got to say, TM? Huh? Anything you want to say before
Anything
we go
back you want to say back there?
Nah, Nah, not really.
All right.
Come check us out July 25th. Come check us out.
July 25th. Let's go.
July
Let's get it.
25th. July
Madison Live, what up?
25th.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Powwow. I'm Andrew Eisler. We got DJ Fro-Doe.
DJ Fro-Doe.
We're gonna be hosting Summer Birthdays Bash Volume 4, and we'll see you all there Friday,
That's
July
right.
25th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show will start about 7 to 7:30, and we'll be cooking. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye. Yo.